What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And I know that there haven't been really many videos over the last couple of days. I've actually been away, a little bit of a vacation over the weekend, so unfortunately wasn't able to provide that many videos for you guys. But the final day of Grand Party is upon us, and I decided I would go ahead and get the recording done so I could actually show you guys exactly what's going on. So what I've done this season is I've kind of just changed my team depending on what I've basically been coming up against. I don't know what the deal is, but this time around I haven't really found that many opponents that have actually had the strategy applied, where they alternate their Grand Party leader at the end of their run for the day so that it makes it easier for everyone. I've actually had to fight a lot of Gear 5 leaders. However, I must admit that today we got pretty lucky, and I was able to find 3 opponents that were not using any normal leaders, so that was a little lucky. But the days leading up to the final day, I was actually finding it a little challenging locating an opponent that wasn't using wasn't using the strat, the community strat, to make things easier for everyone. So I've been shuffling the teams around. I've tried slasher teams, I've tried free spirit teams, I've tried the int team with the int Gear 5, and that's kind of like what I like at the moment, just due to the fact that int Gear 5's special, Grand Party special, is absurdly powerful, especially if you are coming up against a free spirit centered team. Being able to completely force out those units for an extended period of time is pretty broken. Just not even having to worry about those units is insanely busted. So yeah, that's actually worked out pretty well for us. So I absolutely love that, and especially if you can part of that up, you know, with the int Gear 5 team, you can use your Gear 5 special and then have the Gear 5 burst skill, and activating those simultaneously is just crazy. You're going to wipe the field with the opponent, and especially if you are up against mono free spirit, then that team will just instantly melt and die. So, you know, it's pretty cool some of the strats you can employ with this int Gear 5 team. Moving on to our secondary fight for the day, and luckily we were able to locate an opponent that was using something a little bit, you know, not normal, I suppose. We were using that free-to-play Yamato on their front team. So just because I saw that, I thought, you know, immediately that this is going to be pretty much a randomly generated team. That Yamato is just a free-to-play unit, and typically free-to-play units don't really have great rumble abilities these days. So yeah, luckily we were able to locate that, and you know, the opponent has a pretty generic you know, auto team here. They've got the Luffy crew, they've got Katakuri, they've got Jack. Like, I will say, like, Kuzan, Jack, Katakuri, even by themselves, are actually pretty solid units. They do some good stuff for the team, and I mean, they do a pretty decent amount of damage, but I mean, when they don't have really any synergy between each other, it does make things a lot easier, especially with Luffy crew on my opponent's side of the field. Them using that which can haste the free spirit characters to the top of the order normally is a bit of an issue if they build the team correctly. However, due to the fact that there's basically no good free spirit characters on the opponent's side of the field, really don't have to worry about that at all. So I was basically conserving my burst skill. Could have definitely used it here to make the fight much faster, but I decided to keep it just in case if I did need it in later games. But due to the fact that it was a randomly generated team first up, there's a pretty decent chance that the rest of the squad was also going to be pretty randomly generated. But at the end of the day, I just think it's a safer option. If you know you're going to win and you don't have to use the burst skill, it is much better to save it for a future match, because sometimes that can really screw you over. Sometimes, even if it is a randomly generated team, they may have some really crazy combo that a lot of people don't even realize. When you randomly generate a team, I've seen people randomly generate teams, and then it randomly generates like an OP slasher team with Roger Whitebeard, S-Hawk, and Odin and stuff. So you just got to be careful when you are randomly generating those teams, because you should really look over them, as some very key strong characters can make their way onto those squads. So be very, very cautious of that. And as you guys will see here, the secondary game against pretty much just a random squad, and we're using this int team that I've actually really enjoyed using thus far. This team, when it works really, really well, but I have definitely come across certain scenarios where this team isn't as effective. Like, for example, against Psy-Free Spirit, if they have Wano Law, having that character to debuff S-Hawk, Moria, and Luffy definitely could be a bit of an issue with reducing their special CT. But if you use this team against Psy-Free Spirit and you have the burst skill, they pretty much can't do anything about it anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And then, of course, we make our way to the final match of today, where we go up against another random team. And I decided to select this team because I saw that Sober Mask was the first character selected on the squad. Typically, Sober Mask is a bench unit. You will typically not see Sober Mask on the front line. And at the end of the day, if it ended up being a Dex team, then I felt pretty comfortable that my Free Spirit team would be able to outstall it and take it down anyway. And that was exactly what happened. Luckily for us, it wasn't just an actual built team. This was another random team. However, there are a couple of key units on my opponent's side of the field. They've got characters like V2 Odin, which can actually apply quite a lot of pressure with their special, but also the action bind can really cause a bit of issues as well, making it so that we can't actually launch the right specials that we want to do at the right time. So yeah, that is a little frustrating, but at the end of the day, with no synergy, there's nothing really threatening on my opponent's field. And also the fact that there's no Grand Party burst skill on the opponent's side of the field also is, you know, something that is reassuring, that makes things a little bit more calm when you're taking on these games, not having to worry about the random burst skills that can completely turn the tides of games. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say for you guys for this video. I believe as of the recording and the release of this video, Co-op Quest is going to be debuting with the new season coming up very shortly tonight. So I will be making sure to make videos for you guys in regards to that. It's going to be fascinating to see how that comes up. And also towards the end of this clip, we do get a limited pool legend ticket from one of my rewards from Grand Party. And we actually got a new legend from it. So make sure to stick around to see exactly what we got. I hope you enjoyed the video though, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
俺は破壊をしちゃった。